Hello and welcome to this second bonus episode here from Portrait of a Wrestler on our YouTube channel. Hello and welcome. We're going to be discussing images from past Super Strong Style 16s. We're going to be looking at last year's Super Strong Style 16, the first one that went to 3 days, and the last one at Camden before we moved to Alexandra Palace this year. Just going to have a look at some of the images across those 3 days. And we're going to start here. This is Zack Sabre Jr. Warming up. In a sort of like a mirror opposite of the image I took last year of Chuck Mambo in a trolley. So where Chuck Mambo was sat in a trolley on his phone, Zack Sabre Jr., one of the most wonderful athletes in the world, is there properly warming up. Strong little image, that one. Going into the next one, this is the first time I've met Jeff Cobb. Shared a Nando's with him after this, and yeah, quite frightening to share a chicken and rice meal with a former Olympian. I'm always a little bit in awe of Olympians. I've been asked to shoot them in the past for sort of various corporate events, and I remember David Weir was the first gold medal I held, and it just always... I grew up watching the Olympics and athletics and always put those things on a bit of the pedestal. To see a genuine Olympian with a genuine Olympic tattoo, I just gravitated towards it. I was like, yeah, I need that, and we need to do something with that. Let's go. And yeah, Jeff was a superstar. Really lovely with his time throughout the whole weekend. Really cool. And yeah, last Super Strong Style was like around about the time of the election, wasn't it? Do you remember the election? This is when Corbyn nearly got in. And Zack was a massive proponent of the Labour Party and of Corbyn's movement, and I think after this first day he was invited to go and meet Corbyn. The social media traction that this attracted when he sort of came out in this Jeremy Corbyn shirt was quite phenomenal, and he's a nice guy to sit down and talk to, Zack, particularly about politics and things like that. He's very passionate about it, which is really cool to see. I always wonder how many young people he sort of inspired to sort of look into it and get into it, which is, you know, I think more young people are into politics now than when I was young, which is probably a good thing, mostly. Oh, simple shot here. Love this one. This is Tyler. You can tell it's Tyler. Look at those thighs. My God. And just the reaction of the crowd just tells the story. Wouldn't get that reaction now. Probably not going to get that reaction this weekend. But just stood there and just the hands down by the side, not doing anything. And just that reaction from those fans. This little half clap of this lady down here. I like that. Zack Gibson, after he got beaten by Jax Exmouth, I believe it was. In possibly the biggest reaction Sexsmith's had to a win in the ballroom. He had a shiner again, much like Nathan Cruz the year before, so I just wanted to capture it. And like, I mean, how can you take a bad picture of Zack Gibson? It's hard, man. It's just, he's... easy story to tell with a face like that. This was day 2. This is Jack receiving treatment because he legitimately got a, I believe it was a shoulder injury at the time, and this is Rob Sharp helping him out with physio on the day. He was not in a good way, so just to sort of show a little bit of another side of it, I guess, a little bit of the side that you don't see backstage often. A lot of these things sort of aren't angles. These guys go out and really sort of hurt themselves and really put their bodies on the line. And I know Jack was really upset about the fact that he couldn't go out there and have a match, like a real match with Zack. But his time will come, no question about that. Yeah. He's a young guy. He's got a bright future ahead. So, but I just wanted to show this, just to show you, maybe a little bit of a different side of sort of what happens backstage. Mambo in a trolley 2 with the pasta. This nearly ended. Both young men got slightly overexcited, I would suggest, overexuberant, and this nearly ended with a car crash on the Camden High Street. I didn't manage to photograph that. Dunne and Trent. Pete Dunne, Trent Seven. Trent knocking out that NXT training top. Love it. And just this tiny little moment they shared before they go through the curtain. This tiny little look at each other. The blue lighting across the whole thing. I just love the little angle on that as well. It's a real sort of caught in the moment, you know, shot. It can't really be recreated, that one. Back up in the sound booth, and just like the angles that you get, the match of the weekend for me, Cobb versus Riddle. These two guys, outrageous in terms of their talent, their strength, their training, their physiques. A slight conflict of styles as well, and just like 3 standing ovations I think this match got, and it just shows you like sometimes these little angles that you get when you get up high can offer you a different perspective on matches. Quite like those 2 angles. Women's match headlining day 2. New champion. This isn't her, sadly. This is the Queen. This is Ginny. Love the little additions that she puts on her ring attire, on her outfit. This mask works really, really well. The necklace, everything just sort of screaming, you know, quality and fashion, and the fact that she's better than you, and that whole character really sort of oozing out. Love that shot. Love shooting Ginny. So much fun. And then unquestionably the moment of day 3, I think this was. If you don't know what this is referenced to, I think there's a clip on YouTube. If not, subscriber demand Progress. It's worth it just for this one moment. I'm not going to discuss it any further. Matt Riddle, I think this is after he got beaten by Tyler, and just the state of him, I mean the state of that physique is just godlike, honestly, just ridiculous. Just such a privilege to photograph that man, and yeah, legit athlete, you know, legit badass and a legit athlete there. My first ever meeting and shoot with Chris Brooks, there you go, there's an interesting one. Went for the Vogue magazine look on this one. Yeah, love this shot. I think my light, I think I'd lost a bit of my flashlight, which meant that it didn't work. So I had to resort to like these 2 little sort of fluorescent tubes that I carry around with me. Make the best of the bad situation, I guess. Works here. And the same lighting setup again with Trent. Again, my light wasn't working on day 3, so I had to resort to something different. Just a different angle. Profile shots are kind of unnerving. They're difficult. They're difficult to sort of like put over to the people that you're taking them of, because they don't look like the natural angle that they're looking at themselves all the time. But no, I like this shot of Trent. It's really simple, and it works well. I like the use of negative space as well. It works well. Tony with the new belt. Tony with the new belt. Tony's great. She's just up for photos all the time. So photogenic, so lovely to be around, and yeah, this graffiti's out the back of Camden, so don't need to bring my own backdrops. I just use whatever's painted on the wall, which is better anyway. And then we end with our boy Travis Banks. I felt twice about putting this one in, because like because Rob's is so good. You see where Rob is down here. I draw your attention to this though. Look who's in the crowd. Look at that. Look who's over there, look. Look how depressed old Candy Floss looks. Dear oh dear. But yeah, no, what I like about this shot is that he turned to sort of look up at the sound booth and just to look straight up at John and just give him a little bit of a nod. And that's happened a couple of times with guys that have left, or you know, guys that have been here for the first time, and just like that little look. And hasn't Travis been an interesting champion? I've enjoyed his run. I think he's been great. Look forward to seeing what he's going to be doing at Super Strong Style 16. So that's it. Super Strong Style 16 is just a few days away. If you see me hanging around, say hello. I might have a badge for you. And me and Rob are going to be producing a book just like we did last year. It's going to have all of the images from the Super Strong Style 16 weekend, and you're going to be able to purchase it. You're going to be able to purchase it through the Progress Wrestling website, and we promise that we will get them made, created, printed and delivered in quick time. That's a guarantee from me. As ever, if you like what you've seen, follow me at Y2JimBob on the Twitter and the Instagram. Give us a follow on this. The subscription is down on the button below on the YouTube channel. And as ever, all the very best.